Hi, I'm Dave Johnson, and I've had a long and successful career in marketing health products. But of all the products I've been able to represent, my all-time favorite is this product right here. And I don't know if you've heard of zeolite. I'm discovering perhaps 70, 80% of the people I share this with still have not heard of it. And yet, once you become aware of zeolite, Zeolite, you start looking around and you discover that it's actually been around for hundreds of years. It's used extensively in industry, agriculture, water purification, supplements, all sorts of things, because it has this really unique ability to selectively go after bad stuff and has little interest in the good stuff. Some examples is that, well, first off, zeolite, the name means boiling rock. Some guy discovered that grinding it up as a powder and heating it, steam poured out of it. So it actually is made out of these special crystal cages. The shape and size and charge makes it interested in even taking in some water. Zeolite also loves things. If you look up zeolite, pictures of specifically Clinoptilolite, because there's several different forms, there's some gorgeous rocks that's called Clinoptilolite. And this is the specific form that seems to have all of the magic. Again, because of the crystal shape, it makes it love lead, cadmium, mercury, arsenic, all of those bad things. But the healthy minerals like zinc or magnesium, calcium, those sort of things, has very little interest in that. So much so that when Chernobyl, things like that go awry, they dumped tons of clinoptilolite on it because it loves small charged particles like radioactive isotopes as well. Also, another thing, it's very popular as an active ingredient in kitty litter. It even loves to absorb stink. So it's an amazing product. In the late 90s, a biochemist by the name of Rick Deitch was doing some research, and this is something that's very common. You can get it at Amazon or whatever. Up until that point, it was famously used as an intestinal cleanser. And as we know, we want to be healthy, and a lot of that is giving our body what it needs, but don't give it what it doesn't need. And by taking that, ingesting it, it would actually grab heavy metals that were excreted through the liver and the bile and go on out of the body. However, bile gets reabsorbed and those bad minerals that get reabsorbed with it. It's hard to get rid of heavy metals once they get into the body, and this could help make that happen. Well, Rick, in his research, he's a prodigious person that just really loves reading papers and stuff. And he came across an article that talked about some guys that got this idea to take it into a powder and give it IV to dogs that had problems, and the problems went away. And he just got thinking, okay, up until this point, this was an intestinal cleanser. How could I make this go IV, which is systemic? And so it could go up and down all the blood vessels and lymphatics and on site pick up heavy metals and toxins systemically. And the whole idea was these crystals are microscopic. If he could actually take that powder and reduce it down to a sub-micron particle size, then it would easily enter the body. Another aspect is why zeolite is beautifully colored. That's actually heavy metals. It gets locked up in it. That's the color. And if you look, you can find some that naturally is lighter, but all of it has problems. And it's just, in a way, a good thing, because the wind and the rain brings all the pollution around. It's actually a major part of the Earth's crust, and it helps absorb all of those bad things. But because of that, it's famously filthy. And now it's locked in there so tight that it essentially is biologically inert. However, if the sponge is already full of stuff, it's not going to be as hungry. And so Rick, over many years, developed a process to micronize it to make it average particle size, submicron, but also a proprietary process. It takes several days and many steps to drive all of those bad minerals out of it so it's more hungry. And this is the latest iteration of it. This has actually been on the market in different forms for about 20 years now, but I'm just really excited because I had a personal problem with that, some stuff in it. Essentially, if all of your cells were healthy, you cannot be sick. And how do you have healthy cells? Give them everything they need. Don't give them what they don't need. And this is something that gave me some personal experience. Now, this idea of colloidal suspension, I just wanted to share with you, if you have ever been, maybe as a kid, that first time when the curtain in the living room or something was open just part way and the sun was coming up, and in came this beam, and in the beam, you got a little closer because you could actually see the light beam in the room. And as you got closer, you could see little particles of dust just moving around a little bit. That's called the Tyndall effect. And that shows that it's not a solution, it's a particle. And one of the famous things is colloidal silver. And just to do a little experiment here, this is a little laser here. And if you see that beam, that shows that it's a particle, not a solution. Now, here's an example here. This is just water, and you can't see much going on in there. So it's pretty clean. And so this is just, I want to shake this a little bit. Oh, and this is how you take this. Just take some of this regularly. And when it goes in your mouth, it goes in your bloodstream and up and down everywhere. It's grabbing everything. And graphically, I could say the next time you pee, you're peeing poison. And clinical studies show that up to 15-fold increase in heavy metal excretion through urinary after you take this stuff. So it really does work. But let's do something again. So, okay, here we go. Very little. Put a couple of drops in. And okay, looks about the same. However, let's see if we can see a difference. Oh my goodness. So these are those, I don't know how many particles there are, but there's a whole bunch of them. And so that shows there really is something there. Now, you can put that in your drinking water if you wanted to, but it's just so easy to just use directly. And I would recommend letting it linger and to just be directly absorbed. But also what we're finding is your dental hygienist will probably comment if you've used it very long. It's really, really an amazing product. But that's my favorite product, is what we call Cell Defender. It does do that. Heavy metals have no benefit in the body. And this is like taking a shower on the inside of your body every time you take it.